100 Days of Code, Day 2. Today I need to build a tip calculator which takes 3 inputs from the terminal and returns a numeric value. The first input is a fraction, the second input is an integer, the third input is also an integer, and the return value is a fraction. So let's get started. First, we create a test file. We copy yesterday's test file, rename the substrings from day 001 to day 002, and comment out the test from yesterday with Monkey Patch because we'll use that later. Then we write the first test. We calculate the total plus tip. We supply the inputs from the example, 10, 12, 15%. We give the total as a round number, but still a float of 100.00. Define the expectations as the return values of a function called total plus tip, which takes the total and the tip integer as parameters. The test will fail because there's no source file by the name day002.py. So create a source file called day002.py, define a function called total plus tip, which takes 2 parameters, total and tip. We'll input, return the total bill plus the specified float, rerun the tests to see that they pass, write the next test, split total plus tip. The total is 100 again, a float, so the guessed value is 5, as in the example. Give the tip integers as 10, 12, and 15 again, and define the expectations. At this point, we have the necessary return value, but we have to interpolate the float into a string, that is to round 27.89 whatever, to a float 2 places after the decimal point, which is to say 27.90, or 27.9 at least. So we write our final test. The inputs are an iterable list using the values from the example. We use Monkey Patch to simulate the inputs from the terminal. We define the result as the execution of a main function, and we assert that the result will be each person should pay $27.90 or $27.90. To round the float to 2 places, we invoke the round function and supply the parameters, the number and the integer 2. This gives us 27.9. To convert the rounded float to a suitably formatted string, use the format function. Then interpolate the formatted string into the sentence each person should pay $. Run the tests to make sure they all pass. Finally, run the script in the terminal manually to make sure it behaves the same way. It fails because the source file doesn't account for the fact that the terminal input is a string that needs to be converted into an integer at the very least, or a float. So convert the inputs to floats, rerun the tests, and try it again manually.